Went to jail, right? I used to make it my business to call you like twice a month. And I'd be like, you chilling? You chilling? You'd be like, oh, I'm chilling. I knew I knew it was a battle, but like, was it ever a time that when you was in prison and from the first interview when I sat there and said what I said, Pooh, don't disrespect your blessings. Did you ever think about the moments when you was in prison like, damn, Unc was like...
Yeah, because I was lying to you. I wasn't chilling.
Yeah, that's real.
I was lying to you. I wasn't chilling, man.
Yeah.
I was bullshitting for real.
Hey, I fuck with that.
That's real.
I was
That's real.
bullshitting though. You know, this motherfucker here, I'm at locked down so much that, you know, I'm really skipping through for real. Stuck in the cell down there. Bro, we'd have been stuck in the cell down there on the yard, not in lockup, none of that, on the yard, 5 months straight. No commissary, no kitchen.
Y'all can't go nowhere.
Man, no commissary, no
you
kitchen.
Was going crazy in that motherfucker.
Yeah, I went crazy.
How long you went crazy?
Got down bologna sandwich and shit like that.
You just went crazy. You was like, man, this shit ain't...
Yeah, man, cause that shit hard. No commissary, no kitchen. You could throw me in the cell with my tablet, that music. Man, $1,000 worth of commissary, I'm straight. I'm gonna be around eating, you know what I'm saying? Anyway, I'm working on my crowd writing and damn, y'all ain't gonna feed us. We can't come out this motherfucker. We can't shower. I can't talk to my people. For 5 months, the bitch that got pregnant and had the baby by then. You know what I'm saying? Just on some real shit.
She moved on.
Bullshit. You all these people you still fucked up.
I think this is what I felt good last night. I think she getting jealous from the thing.
Yeah.
Move back to the hood, she getting some action shit.
Tell her to call my hood.
You call her up to the fourth floor? Ooh.
My mama, if you see some paperwork, my name line, mama, I do whatever y'all tell me to do. Cause my eyebrows, mustache, hair, I throw my chains in the river and jump in the motherfucker if Shiesty snitch. Go on, take one to the dome. Ain't got no motherfucking rat.
Oh, he trying to get off. What fake ass hate.
All the rappers that supported me and, you know, tapped in during them hard times. You got Lil Baby, he wasn't missing a beat. Dirt, free Dirt wasn't missing a beat. You know, whatever it is he got to do. Call my people, whatever, you know. 42 Dub, Yo Gotti reached out, Gucci, of course. I can go on and on. They was tapping in, just letting me know, like giving me a country reminder of that ain't what's up in there, you know. We out here with it, get back out here.
That one line didn't sound accidental. It didn't sound playful either. When Pooh Shiesty said that on first day out, Memphis froze for a second. Because if you know the city, you knew exactly who that line was aimed at. This wasn't a random joke. This was a name being called without saying the name. And it reopened a beef people thought was buried. To understand why that bar mattered so much, you have to understand the history behind it. This wasn't just rap drama. This was old loyalty, real loss, broken trust, and unfinished business that never actually got settled. And it all starts with Big 30. Before the chains, before the tours, before the industry checks, Big 30 was a South Memphis kid with a reputation. His real name is Rodney Wright, and he didn't come into the rap game clean or polished. School never really worked for him. He bounced in and out, got labeled disruptive early, and eventually landed in alternative schooling. But even that couldn't pull him away from the streets. The streets already had him. From a young age, Big 30 was known, not just as someone around things, but someone involved. He moved with Pooh Shiesty long before either name meant anything online. Together with a small circle, they built a bond that wasn't based on music. It was built on shared history. Same neighborhoods, same pressure, same enemies. That bond became Cho Gang. These weren't kids chasing clout or internet attention. Their reputation came before the rap. And Big 30's name itself wasn't random. It was tied to how he moved and what he carried. In Memphis, that kind of nickname isn't handed out for free. But the turning point for Big 30 didn't come from music first. It came through family. His cousin, Big Nusky, already had motion in the city. Nusky knew people, moved around different circles, and had ties that stretched beyond one block. One of those ties led straight to Moneybagg Yo. At the time, Moneybagg was building Bread Gang into something bigger than just a crew. He wanted artists who felt real, not industry created, not studio only. He wanted people whose stories couldn't be questioned. Through Nusky, he met Big 30. The connection clicked fast. Big 30 didn't sound like anyone else coming out of Memphis. His delivery felt raw. His bars didn't feel rehearsed, and his background checked out. From Moneybag's side, this was perfect. From Big 30's side, it was opportunity. The deal made sense. Big 30 signed to Bread Gang under CMG, and at first, everything looked solid. They were together publicly, performing together, posting each other. Big 30 appeared on Moneybag's tracks. Moneybagg pushed Big 30's music. It felt like family. At the same time, Pooh Shiesty was rising under Gucci Mane's 1017 label. Memphis was starting to look like it was next up, and Cho Gang was right in the middle of it. But even during the good run, there were cracks. Big 30 never fully stepped away from street ties. Music didn't erase old obligations. And when you live with one foot in each world, pressure builds fast. That pressure exploded in January 2022. Big Nusky was shot and killed in Whitehaven. For Big 30, this wasn't just loss. This was blood. Someone who stood next to him growing up. Someone who helped connect him to the life he was now living. The situation around Nusky's death immediately felt heavier than a random act. There were rumors, whispers, people talking about unresolved street issues and business crossing lines. What hurt Big 30 the most wasn't just the death itself. It was what came after. Moneybagg posted online, broken heart emojis, sad captions, public grief. But when the funeral came, Big 30 says Moneybagg wasn't there. In street culture, that matters. Showing up isn't optional. It's respect. It's loyalty. It's the bare minimum. And to Big 30, that absence said everything. From that moment, the relationship shifted. Big 30 started feeling used. According to him, Moneybagg benefited from the muscle, the presence, the protection, but disappeared when it was time to stand on something real. Business issues started piling on top of emotional ones. Support felt limited. Communication got weird. Moneybagg saw it differently. From his side, Big 30 was moving funny, talking to other labels, exploring options without looping him in. What Big 30 saw as survival, Moneybagg saw as disloyalty. That's when the music turned into weapons. Big 30 dropped "How Could You?" and it wasn't subtle. He accused Moneybagg of fake love, of using him and Nusky for protection, of playing gangster when pressure came from real street figures. He called out the funeral absence directly. He questioned Moneybagg's image. And he made it personal. Moneybagg fired back with airball. He painted Big 30 as a snake, claimed he gave him opportunities, claimed Big 30 jumped into problems that weren't his. He demanded his Bread Gang chain back, signaling a full separation. At that point, there was no confusion left. This wasn't business tension anymore. This was open disrespect. Then came the allegation that took the beef viral. Big 30 mocked Moneybagg for allegedly getting cosmetic surgery, liposuction, face work, body work. In street rap culture, that insult cuts deep. It attacks image, masculinity, and authenticity all at once. Moneybagg denied it, said he worked out, said he'd never touched surgery. But the rumor didn't go away. Interviews brought it up. Fans debated it. Memphis talked about it. Once that kind of talk spreads, it sticks. While all of this was happening, Pooh Shiesty was locked up, fighting a federal case, facing serious time. But his silence didn't mean distance. His loyalty to Big 30 never changed. These weren't industry friends. These were childhood ties. So when people thought the beef cooled down, it wasn't because things were resolved. It was because the noise stopped. Diss tracks slowed, social posts faded. Rumors popped up that older figures stepped in to calm things down. On the surface, it looked like peace. Underneath, nothing was fixed. Then Pooh Shiesty came home. The city was watching closely. His return carried weight, not just because of his talent, but because of his reputation. When someone like that speaks, people listen. And on first day out, he spoke. That tummy tuck line wasn't just disrespect. It was confirmation. Confirmation that Cho Gang hadn't forgotten. Confirmation that whatever peace existed didn't include him. That bar told Moneybagg and everyone else that the door wasn't closed. The timing mattered. Pooh Shiesty could have stayed quiet, focused on rebuilding, avoided drama. Instead, he chose to reopen an old wound on his very first record back. That's a message. It said loyalty over industry. history over business. And it raised the stakes immediately, because now this isn't Big 30 versus Moneybagg alone. This is Pooh Shiesty stepping in, publicly, with national attention behind him. That changes the energy. In Memphis, disrespect doesn't float in the air forever. It lands somewhere. Moneybagg. Yo has too much at stake to ignore it. His brand, his image, his standing in the city, letting a bar like that slide sends its own message. And Chogang isn't known for backing down. This is why people are uneasy, because this beef was never really about music. It was about loyalty, loss, and pride. And those are the hardest things to resolve. The scary part is how fast things can spiral when words turn into expectations, when bars turn into challenges, when silence becomes weakness. Right now, the city is watching, fans are watching, and everyone knows this story isn't finished. That line wasn't a joke, it wasn't filler, it was a reminder. And when the smoke finally clears, Memphis hip-hop might look very different than it did before, because some beefs don't fade out, they wait. And this one just woke back up. Before you click away, take a second and really think about what we just broke down. This situation goes deeper than rap lyrics or internet noise. It's about loyalty being tested, respect being questioned, and old wounds that never fully healed. When history, pride, and public image collide, things rarely end quietly. And in a city like Memphis, moments like this don't just disappear. They sit, they grow, and eventually they demand a response. What makes this story so tense is that nothing has truly been resolved. Words were exchanged, lines were crossed, and silence filled the gaps where accountability should have been. Now that certain voices are back in the spotlight, the balance has shifted again. One bar was enough to remind everyone that some chapters were never closed. And when unfinished business resurfaces, the outcome is never predictable. This is why these stories matter. Not for drama alone, but for what they reveal about the pressure behind the fame and the cost of street credibility. As this situation continues to unfold, one thing is clear. The next move will speak louder than any lyric. If you want to stay updated on stories like this, make sure you subscribe to the channel. Turn on notifications so you don't miss what happens next. We're just getting started.